Thank you, everybody, for attending today. Of course, I congratulate all of you on the 1st of May, the Workers' Day. But in Palestine, we have no celebration, and we have no feasts in Palestine. The situation is so drastic. I think you are all very familiar with what's going on. The combination of 3 war crimes. You are following the news. You are in solidarity with our people, and we thank you for that. So you are aware of the genocide that is taking place. You are aware of the fact that Israel has thrown already more than 100,000 tons of explosives on Palestinians in Gaza, 50 kilograms of explosives for each man, woman, and child. You are aware of the fact that 10% of the people of Gaza are already killed or injured or imprisoned. It's a huge number. If you apply it to the United States of America, you would be talking about 33 million people killed or injured within the course of only 18 months. And that is combined with the constant ethnic cleansing of people. Some families in Gaza have been displaced already 16 times during the course of the last 18 months. And this is also happening in parallel with the worst kind of collective punishment, where Gaza is now subjected to starvation. Already 29 children have died because of starvation, because of this terrible siege that entered its 61st day. 61 days without a single piece of bread, 61 days without a glass of water, 61 days without a pill of medications entering Gaza. Thousands of injured people, at least 11,000 injured people in Gaza will die because of lack of medications and lack of medical material. It's the most horrifying situation. And what worries me as a medical doctor is not just the fact that people are being killed by bombardment, but also I am so worried and so injured by the fact that Gaza is now subject to biological warfare. In reality, we started to see epidemics, no less than 112,000 cases of infectious hepatitis already appeared in Gaza. We are very worried that we might see very soon an outbreak of poliomyelitis, a disease that we have eradicated 30 years ago. We're going to see epidemics of diphtheria, tetanus, measles, and other things, because Israel is not allowing vaccines to get to Gaza, because children are not able to get vaccines. You can imagine what happens to pregnant women without food, without vitamins. You can imagine what happens to elderly people, to people with disability. It's the most horrifying thing. And this is happening in the 21st century. And this is happening in front of the whole world. And this is happening while the National Court of Justice is debating and discussing the fact that Israel is committing the worst 3 war crimes at the same time. And this is happening after the International Criminal Court have already ruled that what Israel is doing are war crimes, and ruled that Netanyahu should be brought to the court to be tried for the war crimes he is committing. And still, the world is watching, and no real serious actions are taken to impose sanctions on this terrible regime, which has become one of the worst fascist ever regimes in the history of human beings. This is fascism, not just extremism. This is not just racism. This is fascism in the making. And while on the 17th of May, you will be commemorating the Nakba, which happened 77 years ago, displacing 70% of the Palestinian people from their land and destroying 521 communities to the ground. this is that commemoration will happen while we are subjected to a second, much bigger Nakba, second, much bigger catastrophe, where every community has been erased to the ground in Gaza, where Palestinians in the West Bank are subjected to the most horrifying experience. Just now, the Israeli army published maps about so many houses they will destroy and burn and bring to the ground in Nur Shams camp, in Tul Karim camps, refugee camps, and in Jenin camp. Imagine those people who were displaced in 1948, those people who did not have the chance to go back to their homes, to the towns, to the villages where they were born or their ancestors have been born. They are now evicted again with nothing but clothes on their bodies, with nothing. Everything is destroyed. They are not allowed even to get their belongings from the houses that are destroyed. So while we are watching all of that, I must say we are so shocked about the lack of reaction, not only from the world, but also from the region around us, from all the countries of the world. And that's why I'm asking you, and I hope that this will be a turning point for much more effective actions. I know you have been demonstrating constantly. I know you have organized so many marches and so many demonstrations, but we need more. If it takes even a demonstration in front of Downing Street continuous, should happen. This has to stop. This massacre has to stop. This genocide has to stop. This starvation of the people purposefully has to stop. If it takes going out now to all ports and demanding from the workers of Britain to stop dealing with any Israeli ship, with any Israeli shipment, whatever it is, this should happen. If it takes going to courts and bringing to justice any Israeli military person who is visiting Britain or plans to visit Britain, please do that. We need real pressure. Whatever you can do, whether it takes a demonstration in front of the parliament continuously, a pressure on every single member of the parliament, especially members of the ruling party, the Labour Party. They have to do something. They're not doing anything. And the government, is not doing anything. And this massacre continues. And it continues, and we are suffering. Let me bring to you the example of Mairead Maguire, a most noble woman, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, who has entered today the 40th day of a hunger strike in solidarity with Gaza, against the starvation of the people of Gaza, against this terrible genocide. We need more examples of strong actions everywhere, in Britain and outside Britain, in United Kingdom and everywhere else, in France, in Europe, in other places. We need the voice to be risen because the suffering has to stop. Every minute that passes, a new child is killed. With the passage of every minute, a new person will be killed. With the passage of every minute, a new house will be destroyed. And we have to act. That's why while I appreciate everything you have done for Palestine and for the Palestinian people, I ask you, please do more. Now is the time to do everything we can.
Brothers, sisters, comrades, and friends, thank you all for attending this rally organized by the Palestine Alliance in the UK, of which we as the Palestinian Forum are very proud to be a founding member. On behalf of myself, the Palestinian Forum in Britain, and the broader Palestinian community, I thank you for your continued support for our people in Palestine, our just cause, and our undeniable national rights. I especially welcome Dr. Mostafa Barghouti tonight, a principled defender of these rights, a brilliant speaker, and a leader who deserves to represent all Palestinians, especially in Gaza, at a time when the official Palestinian Authority fails to defend Gaza and is preoccupied with internal politics and appeasing foreign powers, including US and Israel. Dr. Mostafa stands as a voice of integrity. Thank you, Dr. Mostafa. We here in Britain are very proud of you, as are free people everywhere who recognize your tireless efforts to defend our rights across global forums and media platforms. We also extend a warm welcome to all our guest speakers tonight. Brothers and sisters, comrades, the Palestinian Forum in Britain expresses deep gratitude to all who have marched, spoken out, and stood with Gaza and Palestine here in the UK and around the world. In the face of bombs and brutality, your voices have broken through the silence. Your actions are more than symbolic. They are a lifeline of hope and solidarity. And this is why we believe that this experience of the Palestine Alliance in Britain is the most distinguished in the solidarity movement worldwide. And we are proud of all the components of this alliance and call for copying its idea and structure to all countries worldwide. And we also call for the development of this alliance to lead a global coalition in support of Gaza and Palestine. Dear friends, what we see in Gaza today is not an isolated tragedy. It is the continuation of the Nakba, the catastrophe that began in 1948. Yet, despite this unimaginable suffering, our people remain steadfast. We Palestinians will not abandon our land, our national rights, including our right to return. Also, international law affirms our right to resist military occupation, and we will continue to do so by all legitimate means until Palestine is free. The Israeli government acts within impunity, violating international law, UN resolutions, and basic human rights. This is not only a Palestinian crisis, it is a global justice crisis. Israel's crimes are enabled by silence and support from the US, the UK, and other Western countries. But this will not last forever. Just as apartheid fell in South Africa, the world is waking up to Israel's apartheid. Dear friends, as we approach the 77th anniversary of Nakba, we must do more than remembering. We must act. Also on May Day, we honor the perseverance of the Palestinian workers under siege and occupation. Their suffering reflects the global struggle against oppression. Finally, dear friends, let us raise our voices loud and clear on Saturday, 17th of May, at the Nakba 77 National March for Palestine in London. Let us say together, we reject genocide. We reject displacement of the people of Gaza and the people of Palestine. We reject the UK government's complicity in these crimes. Your voices, dear friends, matters. Your actions count. Therefore, we call you to keep marching, keep protesting, keep resisting, support BDS, demand an end to arms sales to Israel, expose the lies of our government here in London and of Israel. With your solidarity, Palestine will rise. With justice, we will return, and Palestine will be free. Thank you very much.